Hello, my name is Clover Leary, and I will be your instructor for this fully online history of photography course. I wanted to go over a few things before we get started. First, to welcome you to the class and also to kind of show you just generally how the course will be, broken up into sections, how to navigate the course material. So first of all, welcome. I am glad you chose to take this course. I feel very strongly that understanding the history of photography can really be a very, very helpful tool in understanding and navigating the incredibly pervasive image culture we find ourselves in today. So photography, it's hard to argue, it's a huge part of our current lives and current culture. Pretty much everyone sees photography pretty much every day. I feel as visual consumers, it's helpful to understand the history of this medium in order to really understand what it is and how it is today. So first of all, let me just say a little about myself. I've been teaching here for about 10 years. My name is Clover Leary. And if you find yourself during the course needing a little extra help, if you're not understanding an assignment, if you're having any kind of difficulties around the course material with your grade, you are absolutely welcome to contact me or meet with me during office hours. So I have Zoom office hours every Tuesday between 1 and 2 p.m. They are by appointment, mostly because some students would prefer to have a one-on-one session and sort of talk through grading material, and that's something that should be kind of private. I also do offer sections of that Zoom office hours, which can be more of a group setting. So just email me and at least a day ahead of time to make sure I can fit you a slot in that time frame that works best for your schedule. However, you are always welcome to email me at any time through Canvas. So the Canvas inbox is best. You can also reach me at cloverleary@yahoo.com. I generally respond within about 24 hours when classes are in session. I'm probably not going to respond on the weekends or on holidays, but I might. But I will respond within a day if you email me otherwise. So this is a fully online course. There are no classroom meetings. So you might have taken classes in the past that are Zoom classes where you meet at a certain time and you do a Zoom class. This is not that. This is asynchronous, meaning we're not going to do any activities that require you to be anywhere to participate at a certain time of day or a certain time. There will be no Zoom meetings. I'll be doing Zoom for office hours, but that's pretty much it. We will have other material that you do. We'll have weekly readings, image-based lectures to review. We're going to be kind of splitting up the class into a few different sections, and there'll be assignments, quizzes, written critiques of material, discussions for each. So you'll be given plenty of time to complete the material. And, as long as you complete the material by midnight on the due date, you're fine. Right? So you don't have to be anywhere at a certain time or log in at a certain time. You have plenty of time to complete the work. It just has to be completed by the due date. So this is a 3-unit course. So it will require about 9 hours of time from you per week. And that's, of course, including logging in, going over all the materials, reading, looking at the lectures, participating in discussions, that kind of thing. So we're dividing the course up into 3 learning units. So each unit will be about 5 weeks of coursework. So for each unit, you can expect to complete about 5 or 6 chapters from your textbook. So each week, you'll probably be responsible for 1, maybe 2 chapters from the textbook, the accompanying presentation that goes with that. And at the end of that section, at the end of the 5 weeks, we'll kind of break it up, and you'll have 1 week you'll be doing a discussion based on a topic from the readings. Another week you'll be doing a photography assignment. Yes, a photography assignment. So you actually will be producing work in this class. Now, you might think, oh, I'm not a photographer. That's not my background. That's not my skill set. Don't worry about it. The photography assignments are really designed just to give you a visual way of communicating what you've learned in a class, right? So you'll be, basically choosing a photographer from that section that you responded to and that you liked, and trying to make work using elements from their visual style. And you'll also be creating a text description that goes with that, kind of, explaining their work style and process and how it relates to the piece that you made. So these are really an exercise and really looking at the material you've covered so far and interpreting it in your own way. You'll also be critiquing the work of your peers. So you'll upload the images, you'll be able to see the images of all of your classmates, and you'll choose a couple per section to critique, to talk about basically their work process, how they did, and give them constructive criticism, constructive feedback about that project. There will be a textbook from this class, and I warn you, it is a little bit expensive if you purchase it new from the bookstore. I love the textbook, though. I've gone through a lot of different textbook options, and this is definitely the one that I prefer. It's Photography of Cultural History. The one we're using right now is the 4th edition, the newest edition. However, the 3rd edition is also totally acceptable. If you find a great used copy of that and it's a great deal, go ahead and get the 3rd edition. There aren't really giant significant changes that will affect anything to the 4th edition. It is incredibly important that you acquire this textbook for this course. It will be very difficult to pass the course without it. So just from the lectures, that's really more of a supplement. So the PowerPoint lectures I give you online supplement the material that you're getting in your reading. The reading is absolutely key. So again, it's a little bit of an expensive textbook. However, there are a lot of used and rental copies available. Pretty much every time I look on Amazon, you can find used or rental copies from anywhere between $25 and $45. Sometimes a little more if you've waited a little longer when a lot of courses are starting and kind of, taking all those textbooks, you might go a little bit higher in price. But most students in my classes have been able to buy one for under $50. So I did include scans from the first section of the textbook in case you're having, maybe you ordered a textbook and are having to wait for it to arrive. So the first section is available as a scanned document in the syllabus module under textbook. I will say it's a really thick textbook, so when I scan the pages, they're a little tiny bit fuzzy at the edges, but they're still legible. You can still read them. So that should get you started if you need time to wait for your book to arrive. So there are a few things you should be aware of before we begin. Okay, the course moves really quickly, so you need to keep careful track of due dates for the course calendar and modules, as there's no late work accepted in this class. And I know that sounds really scary, no late work accepted, but that's primarily because the discussions and assignments are group participation based. And if you don't turn in your work on time, you're not participating in the group, and that's really the main function of this. However, if you miss an assignment, I know things come up, don't worry about it. There will be extra credit opportunities if you miss an assignment. So if you look in the assignments folder, you can see the extra credit options and do those in lieu of an assignment. So it's incredibly important that you read through all the materials located in the Canvas syllabus module on the first day of class. That'll just give you an overview. You'll understand what the requirements are. You'll understand basically how the course works. Also, in the very first week of the class, we have an introduction assignment. Now, this is something you probably noticed in all of your online classes. You have this introduction assignment. This is sort of in lieu of attendance on the first day of class. So if you go to a traditional, a class that meets in a classroom, your roll is called and you have attendance on the first day. This is basically in lieu of that. So this little assignment, it's just introducing yourself to the class, and that will be equivalent of basically showing up to the first class period and attending. We are required to drop students who do not complete these introduction assignments by the deadline. So the reason we do that isn't to be mean or because we don't want to give people extra time. It's to make room for students on the wait list. So no-show students are cleared out of the roster, so we're making sure that students who really want to actually be in the class have an opportunity to do so. So if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me. I look forward to working with each of you. Again, you can contact me most directly by the Canvas inbox or by cloverleary@yahoo.com.